done a great job. So granted, it put his name in, that's fine. But, I can literally now put this section, this text it gave me, in the notes section of my PowerPoint or my Canva or Google Slides, whatever I'm using. My audience will never see. And let's do this. And now I'm going to say, my name is Jonathan. You are Russell Brunson of ClickFunnels. And yes, it knows who he is. Using your perfect webinar formula or framework. And if you guys know, he has published that in his book.
Yeah.
Write me a webinar outline on the topic of blogging for small business, and then make it better by adding in my audience is, let's just say in this case, home service, can't type, business owners and professionals. So a couple things in here that are going to make a difference. First, by telling it you are Russell Brunson, it should act as though it is him. It may give me an error and say I'm not Russell Brunson, in which case then I'll just tell it to act like him. But it's going to reference his perfect webinar funnel framework, and it's going to go ahead and write that. And then by catering it for the right audience, it's actually going to cater it there. And here we go. Notice we're getting much more information here.
Yeah. I also noticed it has more like persuasion elements rather than just being nuts and bolts about blogging. It's like it actually has, selling the benefits of it at the same time.
And that's one of the great things to get. I could do the same thing and I could tell it to act like it's Zig Ziglar or Gary V or, I could do Frankie Finn, anybody that I want. It's going to go ahead and it's going to use that inference. And one of the reasons I use Russell is because, he is selling all the time and he's got that. And it then creates things again, instead of just blogging for small business, the power of blogging for small business, and explain it as a marketing tool specifically for home service businesses. And I love how it even gives me, here's how long you should spend on this. And I can then look at this based on what it said and go, okay, this is setting up for me an hour-and-a-half long webinar. It's too long. So I could then come back and say, shorten this to, let's say, rewrite and shorten to a total of approximately 30 minutes. And it's now going to go ahead and go through and rewrite everything. And notice it's changing times. It's similar, but now it's cutting some things out. It's shortening my points up. And now it's giving me this script that's going to be roughly 30 minutes long. And then the next step, and this is where I love it. And again, we'll just go through the introduction part. So I've got my outline. Next, I want to say, my name is Jonathan. Can't type it today. Write me a script for section, or would say for the introduction. And I'll say use the style of Russell Brunson.
And by the way, we were kind of mentioning this off air, but I probably started doing webinars in 2016, so like they weren't like brand new, but I don't think a lot of folks were using them in the agency space back then. And what we found is like this used to take a week to like really get like just prepping all your slides, getting everything ready, like getting your framework. What are you going to say? All of that. Like it certainly was not a like use Russell Brunson script and be done in like 15 seconds.
Well, and again, it's done a great job. So granted, it put his name in, that's fine. But, I can literally now put this section, this text it gave me, in the notes section of my PowerPoint or my Canva or Google Slides, whatever I'm using. My audience will never see it. And I don't even have to prep because, Frankie, when I start my webinar this afternoon, I can just go, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. I'm thrilled to have you join me today in this exciting journey to supercharge your home service business with the power of blogging. My name's Jonathan Mast, and I've made it my mission to help entrepreneurs like you unleash a true potential for their online presence. All I got to do is read the darn thing. Yeah. It's easy, no big deal. And and then I'm going to ask it, give me the text for the PowerPoint slides. And so here it is. Here's my slide content, my 3 bullet point: establishing authority, generating leads, long-term value, key takeaways if I want, any visuals. It's even giving me recommendations. Include images related to home services, such as a contractor working on a project, a landscaper in a beautiful yard, a clean service providing you with excellent service. If you're not sure what to do, guys, you can even take that even further, and I won't do it here, but you could have it say, write me a mid-journey prompt for those images, and it'll literally create you a mid-journey prompt. You can copy and paste in the mid-journey and create those images right on the spot.
For those of you guys,
again, like you were saying, Frankie,
I just wanted to add, for those of you guys not using Mid-Journey or didn't see the last one, it's a AI image generator. So you put in a prompt and it'll spit out an image of whatever you tell it to spit out.
Yeah, and again, like you said, we've now taken, that's taken us seconds. If I go back up, I've got 6 sections plus a conclusion and an intro, so 8 sections. If I spend 3 minutes a section printing that out, in under 30 minutes, I've just created my entire webinar, the script for my webinar, and the slide points. And I can now go into things like slide.ai or even Canva with their new AI tools, and I can paste this content right here into it and say, create me a slide based on my brand. It doesn't work quite that easy in Canva, but it's similar. And it's going to go automatically find a great layout. It's going to put the bullet points in. It's going to make it look fantastic. And those slides are going to be created in another minute or 2. So soaking wet, I create a 30-minute webinar with everything I need to present it as an agency owner in under an hour.
Yeah. And it's fucking good. Like, I don't think that's an understated detail, right? Like, it's not like you're just going to stand up there looking like an idiot. It's got, some persuasion elements. It has a good introduction. It has a good content layout. It has good visuals. It has with this framework, if you do this, people are going to see you as the kind of professional you want to be seen as.
Absolutely. And again, let's face it, most of us could use the help because to us, blogging is second nature. So I'm not going to hit all the relevant points. I'm not going to make it interesting because I've been blogging for 20 years. Yeah. But now I've got a script that I can literally just read off, answering questions like, why should I be blogging? And, how do you publish them? And all the things that are relevant that keep that to be an engaging thing. And if you can simply learn to read with a little emotion and a smile, you'll sound great on your webinar. You'll create huge credibility, and people calling you going, can you do that for me?
Yeah. And that's ultimately what I think a lot of people are after, but this is exactly that response is, can you just do this for me? And that's the power of a good webinar framework. Hey guys, if you like this video, you'll probably also like our free Facebook group, Beyond Agency Profits, Agency Lifestyle Design. You can get free copies of the book inside here. I look ridiculous. We're doing weekly Q&As, giving answers to all your questions. Some of the best, smartest, brightest people. We've got lots of industry leaders doing 7, 8 figures and beyond. It's a literal who's who of the brightest agency owners that I know, as well as lots of tips on scaling and stuff, books that work. So if you're not already part of it, you're going to want to be part of it. So make sure to click the link. I put it in the description of the video as well as in the pinned top comment below. So just scroll down and you can join, and it's totally free.